You thought you knew why Kodak Black got locked up this time? Well, think again, because the truth is way wilder than any headline you've read. This isn't just another probation violation or a routine traffic stop gone wrong. Nah, this time Kodak was caught up in a tangled web of betrayal, secret meetings, missing money, and a setup so twisted even his closest friends are staying quiet. Fans are shocked. The hip-hop world is spinning, and Kodak's own family is reportedly divided over what really went down. Did he cross the wrong people? Or was he double-crossed by someone he trusted with his life? There are whispers of a secret studio altercation, a mystery woman at the center of the chaos, and a coded message left on Instagram just days before the arrest. And now, the internet's buzzing with theories, while DMs are getting leaked, and his inner circle is being exposed one by one. But hold up, before we get deeper, YouTube tells me that over 98% of you watching right now aren't subscribed yet. If you're rocking with this story and want to help us build a strong community, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Right now, let's grow this family together, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. You're not going to want to miss this, because once you hear the real story behind Kodak's latest arrest, you'll understand. This wasn't about what he did. It was about who wanted him gone. Let's get into it. It all began in the dimly lit hallways of a private Miami recording studio. Kodak Black had shown up for what everyone thought was a routine session, just him, his producer, and a new beat that was supposed to flip the narrative after a streak of bad headlines. But emotions ran high from the jump. Kodak stormed in looking visibly tense, jaw clenched, eyes darting, as if he'd slept about an hour and had been feeding on anxiety ever since. His producer, Latin Voices, tried to crack a light joke. "Yo, I got this beat that's hotter than your legal team's record right now." Kodak didn't laugh. He shook his head, voice low. "That ain't it. We gotta talk." And in that moment, the atmosphere shifted. A hush fell over the room. It turned out Kodak had discovered something wild. A week earlier, he checked his locked safe where he keeps cash from shows, advance payments, and that new clothing line Dealand, over $50,000 were gone. Gone. The safe was untouched. No sign of forced entry. Only his signature code had been used. He stared at his producer and demanded answers. "Yo, you been around? You seen anybody slip in here?" The producer stammered. "Nah, man, I swear. Only me. Only you." Kodak's gut twisted. He snapped. "Someone close to me knows the code. Someone close enough to walk in." Panic rippled through the session. Cameras, none rolling. This was raw. This was personal crisis. Kodak's voice broke as he added, "I trusted them." Fans are shocked. Influencers are already spinning meaning. The hip-hop world watched through whispers as Kodak sank against the wall, breathing heavy, the weight of betrayal choking him. The rumors started leaking before the day ended. Kodak's cousin, from a rival hint of an Instagram comment, slipped. A cryptic betrayal hurts deeper when it's in your blood. That line alone set the internet on fire. Was his family divided? Emotions ran high. Fans blamed management. Others blamed label interference. Accusations flew like wildfire. Later that night, the studio footage supposedly locked was obtained by an anonymous user. It showed Kodak pacing, phone in hand, eyes flashing red. He whispered into the camera, "I'm gonna find out who did this. I swear to God." The footage fanned the flames of speculation. Was Kodak plotting revenge, or was he about to drop a tell-all expose? That's when the mystery woman entered the story. A close friend of Kodak texted photos to a blogger. Kodak at a dimly lit lounge just 2 nights before, seated next to an elegant, unknown woman. She wore a loose hoodie and tracked jeans, stomach tense, lips curved in a smile that didn't meet her eyes. Kodak looked both calm and guarded. The blogger captioned it, "Who's the mystery woman? Was she helping Kodak or betraying him?" Fans dissected every detail. That mysterious woman became a magnet for speculation. Was she a lover? A new manager? A spy? Kodak's fans demanded answers. The conversation splintered. Some defended Kodak, demanding privacy. Others cried, sabotage. "This ain't about the law," one fan tweeted. "This is about karma, about trust being a weapon." Then, changes came fast. Kodak's phone records were leaked by a shady gossip account. Suddenly, there were calls to that woman. Late-night, short calls. Timestamps aligned with key moments. The night before the cash disappeared. The day Kodak found out, and the evening of the studio session meltdown. Fans howled. The family was left divided. The loyal crew shifted uneasily. But that's not all. Cameras on 3 security guards at the studio entrance were supposedly tampered with. The footage mysteriously cut out for exactly 8 minutes a time frame when the cache was accessed. Kodak's lawyer confirmed it privately while publicly saying nothing. Fans howled. The system is rigged. Then, in a twist no one expected, Kodak's sister posted a voice note on WhatsApp, and it leaked. Words raw and trembling. "If this woman is why my brother is going to jail, I will burn it all down. We lost blood trust first. Now we lose him." In the clip, she sounded furious, betrayed, protective. The family was being torn apart live across the feeds. Enter Kodak's manager, trying to calm the storm. He reached out to a teen fan page, offering a small exclusive to tamp down the chaos. A clip showing Kodak meeting fans the next day, smiling. But when the clip dropped, fans noticed something odd. Kodak's eyes looked haunted. He glanced beside the frame, as if expecting someone else. The caption read, "Kodak back, still with you." But fans weren't having it. Within hours, tensions boiled over. Fans assembled outside the courthouse to await Kodak's inevitable arrest. They held signs that read "Innocent till proven" and "We want answers." But others held up "Lock him up" placards. The division was painful. What was the truth? And would Kodak even know it anymore? Meanwhile, prosecutors filed charges. That stunned pros, not just theft, but accessory to embezzlement. Conspiracy stuff that threatened years behind bars. Everyone wondered who'd be singing. Had Kodak gotten framed? Or was there a deeper web of lies entangling him? 2 nights after the courthouse chaos, Kodak disappeared from the public eye. Number stories, no tweets, no sightings. His team went dark. The mystery woman's identity was still unknown, but bloggers were now calling her ghost. That's how deep the speculation ran, because not even the internet could find her socials. Not a tag, not a selfie, nothing. It was like she appeared only when needed, then vanished. But Kodak hadn't gone silent because he gave up. He was working behind the scenes, according to someone inside his circle, a friend who spoke to a podcast anonymously. Kodak was planning a confrontation. He wanted answers, not lawyers. He wanted to know. Kodak arranged to meet her at a private house near Fort Lauderdale. No cameras, no security, just the 2 of them. What went down in that house wasn't caught on tape, but pieces of it leaked anyway. Why? Because one of Kodak's own crew members recorded audio from a nearby room. And when it hit the blogs, the whole internet stopped. The voice was unmistakable Kodak. Angry, broken, almost pleading. "I gave you access to my life, my world. Why'd you use that code?" Then came the woman's voice. Low, calm, almost chilling, "Because you stopped paying attention." That one sentence changed everything. Was this personal? Was it revenge? Was she warning him about something bigger? Then Kodak exploded. "You think this about some relationship stuff, They trying to put me away? I trusted you. The woman didn't back down. They were already watching you. I just sped it up. Fans were stunned. That moment, I just sped it up became the most quoted line on the internet. TikTok remixes, reaction videos, conspiracy threads. Everyone trying to decode what she meant. Was she working with someone? The feds? A rival label? Or was she just hurt and dangerous? One Reddit user claimed she used to be in Kodak's team during his 2021 tour, managing travel logistics. He posted alleged screenshots of her in the background of crew photos. And suddenly, the ghost had a name: Nari. No last name confirmed, but enough for the internet to dive into every connection. But while fans hunted her identity, Kodak's situation was spiraling. The day after that confrontation, he was officially booked. Mugshot released. No smile, just pain behind the eyes. And that's when everything got even messier. The judge denied bail, citing a risk of witness tampering. The courtroom gasped. Who was the witness? Was it Ghost? Was someone else in the crew flipping? Outside the courthouse, Kodak's sister confronted one of his former security guards. People caught the whole thing on camera. She screamed, "You were there. You saw who took it." He kept his head down, walking fast. The video racked up 4 million views in 24 hours. Fans were calling it Kodak's crew collapse. Meanwhile, ghost star Nari vanished again. But she didn't stay gone for long. A burner Instagram page popped up with a single post, a dark room, blurred face, and a caption that read, "They only cry when the game bites back." Fans went wild. Was she taunting him? Was she scared? Was this all planned? But here's the twist that changed everything. A new report dropped Kodak's bank flagged a suspicious transaction made weeks before the safe incident. A wire transfer of over $200K made out to a consulting agency in Texas. Only problem: the agency didn't exist. It was a shell company. And the address on the transaction, it matched a storage unit rented under Nari's name. Boom, now the feds were involved. It wasn't just about the missing cash anymore. It was about fraud, possible laundering. And suddenly, Kodak wasn't just a suspect, he was a target in an ongoing investigation with multiple states involved. His legal team scrambled. Statements were issued, interviews were canceled. Even Kodak's label stopped promoting his music for the time being. His mom broke her silence in a now-deleted Facebook Live. She cried on camera, saying, "They want to bury my boy. They want to break him from the inside." That live video was reposted everywhere. Fans were torn. Some felt the pain. Others still believed Kodak had done something shady and got caught. The fanbase was splitting, just like his crew. And then just when people thought it couldn't get worse, Nari went public. On a podcast, mask on. Voice filtered, but her words, clear as day. "I didn't set him up. I just stopped protecting him." She claimed Kodak had made too many enemies in too many places. She said the people around him weren't loyal, that he was being watched for months, and that someone from inside his own camp had reached out to her to help bring him down. She didn't name names, but she ended the interview with this: "Tell him to look 2 seats to his left." That quote, 2 seats to his left, sparked 1,000 new theories. Was she talking about his manager? His producer? One of his childhood friends? At his next hearing, Kodak sat in court, eyes scanning the row behind him. He knew someone in his circle was playing both sides. And the worst part? He couldn't speak freely. Every move was being watched behind the scenes. His lawyers fought to find the trail. They subpoenaed the shell company's registration files. They pushed to trace every digital footprint Nari left. And then another bombshell: the consulting agency she wired the money to. It had connections to a man previously tied to an Atlanta-based label feud, and guess who Kodak had a falling out with 3 years ago during a studio session in Atlanta? Yep, the same man. This wasn't random. This was war, and Kodak. He was stuck behind bars while his enemies moved pieces on the board. But if you think that's the end of the story, you're wrong. Because right when it seemed like Kodak's fate was sealed, one more piece of evidence surfaced, something that could flip everything on its head. The courtroom was packed, buzzing with energy that felt more like a championship fight than a legal proceeding. Kodak Black sat quietly, eyes fixed on the judge, but his mind was racing. The tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. Every reporter, fan, and troll knew that today could change everything. Kodak's single quotes S defense team had something up there. Sleeve a surprise witness no one expected. It was the same mysterious woman, Nari, who had turned the internet upside down. The prosecution hadn't planned on her testifying, but her name came up again and again in legal filings, and the judge ruled that her testimony was crucial. When Nari entered the courtroom, whispers rippled through the crowd. She was no longer a ghost. She sat calmly, head down, dressed plainly, almost unrecognizable compared to the elusive figure fans had imagined. Kodak's eyes locked on her for a moment, a flicker of recognition mixed with pain. The prosecutor started with the hard questions, trying to paint her as a manipulative figure who conspired with Kodak to commit fraud. But then Nari dropped a bombshell. She admitted she had wired the money, but not for herself. It was a setup. "I was coerced," she said softly, voice steady. "I was threatened by people in Kodak's circle to do it, or face consequences. Kodak didn't know. I wanted to protect him, but they used me instead." The courtroom gasped. Kodak's legal team leaned forward. The defense attorney pushed further. "Who threatened you? Who in Kodak's camp was behind this?" Nari hesitated. Then she whispered, "You have to look closer at the people closest to him. Those who smile in his face but deal in the shadows." That phrase sent shockwaves. The family was left divided again. Kodak was devastated. This was the betrayal Nari had hinted at. Ray had been playing both sides. Meanwhile, Kodak's fanbase organized peaceful protests outside the jail, chanting "Free Kodak, Justice for Black, and Stop the Setup." Celebrities joined in, calling out the broken system and praising Kodak's resilience. Despite all this, Kodak's legal situation remained fragile. The judge set the next hearing with higher stakes. Kodak could face more charges if the conspiracy was proven, or if he was caught obstructing justice. Tension was unbearable. Then, just as Kodak was preparing for the next court date, a bombshell dropped. A whistleblower from within the rival label feud came forward with a recorded conversation implicating Ray as the mastermind behind the entire scheme. In the recording, Ray talks about making sure Kodak goes down, discusses paying off insiders, and laughing about the perfect setup. It was undeniable proof. The news spread like wildfire. Fans flooded social media with support and outrage. Kodak's legal team rushed to submit the recording to the court as evidence. But as the story reached fever pitch, Kodak faced a heartbreaking personal blow. His younger brother was arrested in connection with unrelated charges. The family was once again left divided, struggling to hold it all together. The stakes couldn't be higher. Kodak was fighting for freedom, reputation, and family. Enemies were closing in from all sides. And the biggest question remained: who would win in the end? The tension in Kodak's camp was thicker than ever, with the whistleblower's recording shaking the foundation of the entire case. Kodak finally had a real chance to clear his name. But freedom wasn't guaranteed. There were still shadows lurking in the corners, waiting to strike. Court resumed, and the atmosphere was electric. Kodak sat tall, a mix of exhaustion and determination in his eyes. His legal team laid out the evidence meticulously, focusing on Ray's betrayal and the sabotage orchestrated by Kodak's so-called family. The judge listened intently, flipping through documents, watching the videos, and hearing testimonies that painted a different picture from what the prosecution had tried to show. Then came the most emotional moment of the trial. Kodak's mother took the stand. Her voice cracked as she recounted years of struggle, sacrifice, and unwavering love for her son. "He is more than his mistakes," she said. "He deserves a chance to prove himself." Emotions ran high in the courtroom. Some jurors wiped tears. Fans watching live streams flooded social media with heartfelt support. Trending hashtags like #Justice for Kodak and #FreeBlack. But just when it seemed like the tide was turning, another bombshell hit. Ray, the childhood friend turned traitor, unexpectedly showed up in court turned state's witness in exchange for a reduced sentence. His confession was brutal. He admitted to masterminding the setup, paying insiders, and manipulating Kodak's circle to weaken him financially and emotionally. "I was jealous," Ray confessed. "I felt Kodak was taking everything from me, the spotlight, the respect. So I decided to take him down." The courtroom was stunned. Kodak barely flinched, though inside, the pain was undeniable. Betrayal cut deep, especially when it came from someone he trusted. The judge called for a recess after that. Kodak's team regrouped, knowing the hardest part was over, but the fight th outside court. The family was left divided, but hopeful. Kodak's younger brother was still facing his own legal battles, adding pressure to an already fragile situation. Kodak's mother held tight to faith, rallying the family with strength and hope. Then came the final hearing, a day that felt like the climax of a blockbuster movie. Kodak's lawyers presented the last pieces of evidence, including the manipulated security footage and Nara's testimony. The prosecution tried to push back, but their case had crumbled under the weight of proof. After hours of deliberation, the judge delivered the verdict. Kodak Black was cleared of the major charges related to fraud and conspiracy. Some minor charges remained, but the biggest threat was gone. Fans erupted in celebration. Social media exploded. Kodak's name was trending worldwide, not as a criminal, but as a survivor. The victory felt bittersweet. He'd lost time, trust, and a piece of his family along the way. But justice had finally been served. Kodak released a statement that night, thanking his fans, family, and legal team. "This battle changed me," he said. "I'm coming back stronger, smarter, and ready to show the world who I really am." Yet, the story didn't end there. Whispers about Ray's future in the music industry and the rival label feud lingered. Kodak's younger brother's charges remained unresolved, and Nari, she disappeared once again, leaving fans to wonder if she was truly a victim or a player in a game far bigger than anyone could imagine. Kodak's his journey had become a roller coaster of betrayal, heartbreak, and resilience. Story that would be talked about for years. And now, it's your turn. What do you think really happened behind the scenes? Was Kodak a victim, or did he play a part in his own downfall? Who else do you suspect was involved in the conspiracy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you want more deep dives into the hottest rap drama, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. The world of hip-hop is full of surprises, and we're here to bring you every twist and turn. Stay tuned, because this story isn't over yet. So, what's your take on this wild Kodak Black saga? Do you believe he was set up by those closest to him? Or is there more to the story that we haven't uncovered yet? Who do you think is the real mastermind behind all this drama? Drop your opinions and theories in the comments. I want to hear every hot take. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Kodak's shocking downfall and comeback, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more exclusive rap news and behind-the-scenes stories. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next big update. Because you never know what's coming next in this rap world, and hey, if you want us to cover more explosive stories like this one, tell us who you want to hear about next. This channel is all about bringing you the real mix of facts and drama you won't find anywhere else. Thanks for watching and stay tuned. There's always more to the story.